My name's Matthew, and today I'm going to be walking you around a car that I am very familiar with, having actually owned two of these new generation Land Rover Defenders. This particular car has just arrived with us, and it's a 2022 Land Rover Defender P400e, so that means it is the plug-in hybrid version of the Defender, and this model is an X-Dynamic SE. Now, in essence, that means that this car comes with absolutely loads of kit as standard, but there are some other options on the car that we'll show you that are also above and beyond the standard specification. There's also a load of really tasteful and, in my opinion, absolutely necessary cosmetic upgrades, lots of it Jaguar Land Rover specific as well, on the car, and I'll show you all of those as we go round. The car is finished in Carpathian Grey metallic, with the full black leather interior and obviously all of the gloss black exterior pack with all the contrast items like the roof. So let's get into it and walk around the car. Specifically, while we're talking about this car, it's a one owner example and it's covered just under 35,000 miles. So a really well looked after car, and it has recently had its first Land Rover service. So let's talk about some of the items on the car. I love the way these cars look. They still look very, very aggressive. You've got lots of gloss black items breaking up the Carpathian Grey at the front, including the Defender lettering on the bonnet, the sort of grippy sections on top of the front wings as well, and all of the breakup down here on the lower grills, including having, and this is a really nice thing, including having this lower sort of radiator protection also finished in gloss black. Lots of cars have still got this in sort of a matte silver, even though they have lots of other items in gloss black. So I do think that ties the front end in really nicely. We've got the forward-facing part of the 360 and 3D surround camera system fitted to this car, really neatly integrated into the sort of the square honeycomb grille there. Lovely to see the X-Dynamic badge just giving away its model, very neatly hidden there. And believe it or not, the radar for the adaptive cruise control is beautifully hidden behind the Land Rover badge here in this thin center grille section. As we move around the corner of the car, I love the black inserts to the concave front headlights, and while we're on the headlights, they are a matrix beam with the daytime running light around them. A really, really clever system, and you've got the, again, everything about this car is integrated neatly. The beautiful little fog lights sat, again, down here in this lower front grille section. Moving around the passenger side, we've got 20-inch 5-spoke Land Rover alloy wheels, and what's really nice about this particular wheel is, yes, it is finished in that sort of anthracite grey to tie in with the car, but it's almost a satin finish. But in my opinion, what's nice about this car having 20-inch wheels is they fit the wheel arch perfectly, but they are that bit smaller than the big 22-inch wheels that lots of people do option. But the key to that is you get this big sidewall of tyre, which means you get huge ride comfort in this car. It's absolutely amazing to be in, and it makes a significant difference on the road. And as we sort of work our way down the car, I don't want to miss the 110 decal on the bonnet. Small little details when you option these cars new, but I do think the car looks fantastic when you break the bonnet up with the Land Rover decal. As we come down the side, some more things to mention. Gloss black items contrasting here. So we've got the gloss black side grills, the gloss black roof, and a really nicely fitted gloss black sort of light bar at the top of the car here, which does look really good. And again, I keep going back to it. Land Rover Defenders, for me, this generation of Defenders is all about visuals, and they are a very different car when you haven't put bits on them. And again, another nice bit to not move past, the big mud flaps. At Land Rover, they are a very big cost option, believe it or not. That is a £400 set of mud flaps to have the big extended mud flaps. Another key item, side steps. Very, very nice indeed. And then go and have a look inside. The full black leather, but because it is a Defender, that is mixed in with this almost, I believe it's a vegan or a man-made material, but it's super hard wearing that runs on the door cards and runs down the side of the center gear tunnel and across the dashboard, across that grab bar. And then critically, as you've just seen, the car has an opening panoramic roof. Again, a critical option. Privacy glass to the rear 3/4, and privacy glass also in the sort of skylights that are really beautifully integrated to the top of the car. And I hark back to how much engineering went into making sure the Defenders could carry this over from the previous model. And then go have a look at the back of the car. It's a proper family car. very much an option compared to a Range Rover. You know, this is genuinely a good family option in comparison. You've got so much leg space, heated seats in the rear, and you could probably pick up the blue lighting, which is the ambient lighting. And being a plug-in hybrid, before we move past, you've got your charge door on the left-hand side. I like that Land Rover have integrated it and not tried to make it look fancy. It looks like a fuel filler cap, integrated on the left-hand side of the car, and the car will take fast charging. The fuel filler cap, because it is a plug-in hybrid, is on the other side, and that requires you to unlock it with a button inside the car, so you cannot at any time confuse the two. If you go and have a look inside the boot, again, I love the way the boot sections work in a Defender. We've got this really easily removable parcel shelf, so it just literally goes in like that. You can take it out, it clips off of either side and folds, so you get loads of extra boot space if you wanted to take it out. It's not a big permanent fixture. All your Land Rover charge cables are here, physical as they should be, and in their original Land Rover bags. And I always love the grippy section on the boot floor that stops things sliding around in the back of a Land Rover Defender, which also continues to the back of the rear seats. So when they're folded flat, you can load lots of stuff into the back of this car and not be compromised with stuff sliding around the car. The car has a factory removable tow bar, and being the X Dynamic, you get these amazing metal tow hooks on the back of the car. That is again part of this particular model, and a full-size spare wheel on the back. I did want to just quickly highlight this, really important. The previous owner has gone and had a certain part of the car modified, which is very, very good and very helpful. This section here has been really neatly swapped out to have new LED lamps which light up the boot. So you can see there's only one lamp here for the boot, which is this small little lamp. And it does genuinely get very dark in here. So this is very common. Lots of people do this because it helps you see in the boot at night. And these big LEDs really do make a huge difference. I'll just shut the tailgate for you there. We'll work around. Again, a nice little addition. We've got the sort of the, I want to say a boot lid spoiler, but it isn't on the boot, but sort of a roof spoiler just on the back of the car. Very subtle. And again, if you're into your new Defenders, you know that these happen on quite a lot of them because it makes such a significant difference. I'm going to jump in now, run you through some of the controls inside the car and everything else that you might want to know about a Defender X Dynamic SE. So on the door card, on the driver's door card, there's lots to talk about over here. Firstly, it's that material I was discussing earlier, this super hard wearing material. It cleans really easily, it survives beautifully, and you remember this car is 3 years old, done 34,000 miles, and that door card looks brand new to me. Fully electric windows, electric heated, adjustable and folding door mirrors, and memory settings for both driver and passenger front seats. Meridian stereo down there, as you can see the little logo on the speaker grille, and you've got this little sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but basically it's a pedestrian alert which tells you if someone is standing on the other side of the door and warns you not to open the door, essentially to protect pedestrians and cyclists. And then finally, before we move on, you can see the little orange light in the corner of the mirror glass there. That is your blind spot monitoring, which is fitted to this car as well. If we come into the cabin itself, we've got a very easily adjustable steering column, which can get nice and close. The driving position in the new Defender for me is fantastic. On the right-hand side of this steering wheel, we've got your heated steering wheel button and all your controls for your adaptive cruise control and your lane keep assist. Now if I just switch that back off again, and on the left-hand side, we've got all the controls for that multi-function infotainment screen in front of me. You can see on that screen, we've got traffic sign assist on the top hand left corner over there, and you can see at the bottom right hand screen it says hybrid, and you have your fuel gauge on the top left and your battery level on the top right. This car needs a charge, but obviously it will show you exactly where all of those items are before you set off to drive the car. Automatic headlights are all controlled on the top of this stalk over here, and as I said to you previously, it is a matrix beam setup. And as we go across the most important section, Pivi Pro, which is Land Rover's updated sort of infotainment system. It's been around for a few years now, but it's still, for me, one of the best infotainment systems fitted to a car, full stop. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so if I go into this menu, you'll see those two sections sat there. You've got loads of features, so if I hit cameras, you'll see the 3D surround camera system come to life. You can scroll your way around the car. Obviously the right-hand door is open and the camera on top of that, on the side of that door, is not connected to the car. As soon as you shut the door, it stitches that picture together for you. But it is such an amazing system. As I say, you can see just how effective that is. And if I pop the car into reverse, it'll automatically override to the reverse camera that is there. And you also have off-road settings, which will give you a camera view, whilst also looking at your suspension travel and if your middle diff and rear diff are locked, etc. Lots of really, really amazing, complex Land Rover items that you obviously want when you own a Defender. And then, as I say, we come back to the seats and the comfort part of the car. You can see that you can switch on the front seats, the heated seats via the screen. There is also a control to do this down here if you so wish. Moving down to the center console, you've got an EV button here to override directly into EV. So if you wanted to drive the car in full electric and didn't want the engine to fire up and the car has enough battery charge in it to do so, you can do it that way. And if you push this button and spin it to the right, there's your other override for the heated seats. Dual zone climate control and the air suspension settings on the right hand side there. And if I just press this button here, you will now see all of the drive modes come up on the bottom of the screen. So if you have a look, if I press it one more time so you can get a better idea of what that looks like, you can then scroll through all of these drive modes, including wade. This car has got a wade sensor, so it'll tell you the wade program. It'll let you know how deep in water you are, which is very, very clever indeed. And I've just set the suspension to go high for some bizarre reason. I'm just going to go back to the normal drive mode, which is over here, and stop fiddling with buttons. Loads of USB ports throughout this car. One of my favorite features on a Defender, you've got a USB-C port up here in this tray on the top of the dashboard, USB-C and USB-A down here, and a 12-volt socket, and then 2 cup holders, lots of extra storage, and a big storage bin down the middle of the car as well. And then I'll just run that panoramic roof. I'll open that for you. There's the tilt, and there's the slide, just to show you how that operates as well. And then I will jump out and quickly summarize this fully loaded Land Rover Defender. So as I said at the beginning of the video, an X-Dynamic SE, but with loads of add-on bits, as we've mentioned in this video, that make it a very, very special proposition. The car is one owner from new with a full Land Rover main dealer service history, and finished in Carpathian Grey with all of the contrast black bits. I think it really is a fantastic example. My name is Matthew. I hope the video's helped. Thank you for watching.